Sorry, I got cut off. I guess I only have 15 minutes to record. Sorry, let me fix this. But as I was saying, is that, kids will come to school and they can just sit and laugh and pick on each other. Yeah, I'm kind of teary-eyed now because I took more time to think about it. And it's really horrible because we don't know what these kids will do or what they go through when they get home. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy the fact that others can judge each other over materialistic things such as shoes or even what they wear, Like, as you get older, you only find out that some people try and put you down over simple things like, say, like your hair, or maybe your face, maybe you have acne, maybe you have chapped lips, maybe someone said you have a big nose, or maybe someone said you have big ears or small ears. God, or whoever you believe in, nobody is perfect, physically or mentally. No one is going to be the picture-perfect Barbie doll or Ken doll or supermodel type persona that everyone wants to be. That's why the media and the world even has made things like makeup and diet dinners and ads and all these other things that cause people to feel like, hey, I'm fat, or hey, I'm not as pretty as I can be. So they go out and they buy makeup, and they put on lip gloss, and they put on mascara, and they put on eyeliner. Or the girl starts dieting, like squeezing her waist, sucking in fat, wearing a belt, coming to school in just clothing so that she can try and present herself and feel wanted. Or that a male will come to school and he'll take money out of, like, say, bank loans or a college fund, or he'll even go as far as to make his parents go bankrupt just to get shoes that everyone else has, or to get clothes that everyone else has, when, as a matter of fact, these kind of things don't matter. Clothes may make the man, but if you enjoy the clothes you're wearing, don't let others put you down. And it's not just with clothes. Say, like, yeah, I have a watch here, it's called the G-Shock. That's not really the point. It's kind of an expensive watch. It's an $100 watch. But things like, say, Jordans or Nikes or Goodwood or Polo, apparently when you get to high school and middle school, if you don't have those things, you're lame. And when you finally do buy said things, they're Wookiees, or Wookiees just means fake, for those of you who don't know. Or apparently, just because it's your first pair of said shoe, you're just like a bandwagoner. So then, why put them down in the first place if you have such a rude opinion on things, correct? I mean, what do some things matter? No one else is the same as another person. You may have the same cluster or the same group of people. Yes, you may have some interest, but when it comes home, you guys aren't going to be picture perfect puzzle pieces snapping right together. You guys aren't the same person. Otherwise, said person would be named Zachary, and the other person would be named Zachary Wallace, and the other person would be named Zachary Watson. You guys would be split down the middle, symmetrical. You would be the same person. Same thing with your mind. Some people may have the same thoughts as you, the same opinions as you, but if you guys were to have the same mind, you would no longer be Emmanuel, or you would no longer be Brian, or Lexi, or Veronica. You would be the other person, or you would be someone else. It's just really painful to see that, Sorry, I keep restarting my music, I want it to fit in. But with self-harm, what can others do? But it's just that they hurt themselves. I've heard many arguments on self-harm being stupid, especially cutting. And I would like to say, you don't know what said a person is going through. There's, like, a lot of people say, oh, cutting's stupid. Have you been down the roads? Take a second to go down that road that they went through. a mile in their shoes, if you will. You don't know what some people go through. I have a friend who loved very much. She cut herself. Her dad committed suicide. My grandmother died. My grandfather died. I didn't get to know him. When I went to church, I still do. Yes, I do. There was a guy, Jeffrey. He was a big guy. He was one of my very good friends. He died on the basketball court doing something he loved. That's not the point. Things that really hurt people when it comes to self-harm or leads them to do such things is death, not feeling wanted, or imperfection. And none of these things we can really do anything about. Imperfection, that's just human, and that's only in the mind. You can only be as perfect as you tell yourself. You know, you can look in the mirror and say, oh, I'm too fat, or you can look in the mirror and say, you know, I'm beautiful, or I am handsome, and I'm made just right. You know what I'm saying? You can go and you can say, I'm not worth anything, or you can have an optimistic look on things and say, hey, you know, someone out there cares for me, someone out there loves me, and even if no one does love me, I love myself, and I take solace in the fact that physically I may be alone, but mentally I have myself in my own mind. What makes me think that some people just like to hurt others, and what do you gain from hurting someone else for those few seconds, or maybe it's hourly, maybe it's every class period, maybe it's every day, maybe they're your neighbor and they make fun of you. What do you gain? Maybe you gain a few cheap laughs, but for a few laughs worth someone's life, a child, a teenager, an adult. You don't know what is wrong with some people, and the fact that some people, like I've said before, will take it through one ear and it'll fall out the other, it'll flow out. Other people, it will stay inside and it will stick with them. But we don't know this. It's like, let me give you an example. Say that this piece of paper is a person, okay, and they're happy. If you can see this, I don't know if you can, this is a person. They are happy, okay? Yeah, who cares what it looks like? The point is that when you take a person who is generally happy and you fill them with hate and rude words, cursing at them and hurting feelings, maybe you're hitting them, or you're just being flat out rude. All of these things come together and they cause this person no longer be happy. They cause this person instead to be sad, maybe even cry, or hurt themselves. We don't know how some people work. Some people, you know, I've said this again and I will keep saying it, some people hurt themselves repeatedly. And what do we do but keep judging? Am I right? We can take all of these factors in a person, and the fact that you can change this happy person to a person who cries, to a person who hurts themselves, and you crush them, you scar them, right? That's what you do. That's all you're doing. You're nothing but hurting people. This is how self-harm starts. It starts with words, ladies and gentlemen, and what do? But after that we see that the damage is done, you're like, oh, I've already hurt this person's feelings, I can keep going again and again. So you keep crushing them, and taking them back out, and then you crush them some more, till there's nothing left to do, but the fact that they end it all. And that, when they end it all, nothing's left but shreds, and tears, and sadness, and the fact that they were never accepted. And then, when you try and fit the pieces together, guess what? they don't come back together. Why? Because that person is no longer here. Or that person may have took their life, that person may have ran away and maybe have died, or whatever had happened. You cannot fix a piece of paper. After you crush a person, or in this case it's paper, after you crush paper, try smoothing it out. You're never going to get it as perfect as it was before. You're not going to get that same piece of paper. After you take a generally happy person, and the fact that you take this happy person and you crush them with words and hate and bullshit propaganda of some person's beliefs just because you want to look cool, and you hurt these people day in, day out, they're not only going to get depressed, they're actually going to hurt themselves. To where some people, yeah, I went away. Some people kill themselves, you know, some people grab a gun, some people take a knife, some people start cutting, you know, some people take the knife and they cut relentlessly, hoping that this pain can suffice to what you did to them. Do you understand what I mean? These people are happy. What do you gain from just taking something that is generally happy and doing nothing but stabbing it in the back and slicing it? You know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm trying to convey in this message? Do you get what I mean? The fact that you can take someone happy and that you can ruin them with words or pictures. Some people can say you're ugly, some people go far. It's how they get their little laughs and their little giggles, by making others feel just like complete shit. And yes, I know it's horrible, but what can we do but try and stop this? You know what I'm saying? This comes from my heart. This comes from many people's hearts who can't speak now. They were normal. Maybe they were happy at a time, maybe they were never happy, but they can't change that now because they're either dead or we don't know where they are. Why? Because they left. They are no longer here. Because you only live once, right? You're not coming back. You die and we go wherever. We don't know. We're only human. We can only believe what our beliefs tell us, or what beliefs tell us, or what we believe. Some people can think, yeah, I'm gonna go to heaven someday, yeah, I could end up in hell, yeah, I can end up in Zion, yeah, I can end up in this magnificent utopia peace. Maybe I just stay here on Earth. Maybe I just roam around as a ghost and no one can see me. We don't know. Maybe we turn into a tree, or we get reincarnated into some other animal. We don't know. So how are you going to be mean to someone, or how are you going to be rude to someone who did generally nothing, and even if they did do something, you can always ignore them, but it's the same thing every time. You can take someone who's perfectly fine and say things, and they could take their life. I don't think I'm getting to some of you people out there. Some of you people are like, what's he talking about? He's just going on about what happened to him and bitching and moaning about his feelings and all the little emo gothic kids. No, this is anyone. I cannot stress that enough. This could be, like I've said before, the happiest girl you've seen at school. The girl who just has a boyfriend or has a girlfriend or whatever the case is, and this person's happy, and you throw things at her like she's a whore, she's a slut, she's a lesbian, or she's not wanted, or she's ugly. And the fact that these words hurt people. When you call a girl who dates many guys a whore, that is not true. Some girls are trying to find love, so they're experimenting with more than one guy. Some guys are trying to find love. This doesn't make them a player. That just makes them a guy. That makes them a human being. If you're not getting what I'm saying. But I just want you all now to take the time and think about everything I've just said in this past video, in the video before this. I want you to watch both of these. And if you have said anything to someone at all that'll hurt them, I want you to go to them. The next time you see them, maybe it's too late. Then what can you do? But you never know if it's too late. You can just say, hey, I've hurt this person. What can I do to fix it? I can apologize, and I can try and make things work. I can try and make things better. Well, that's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I just wanted to get my opinion out there on this, and I hope that you enjoy and have a fabulous day. Everyone just try and stay positive, you know? Right? Bye.